today's fads. We're going to talk about the ability to check domains, URLs for randomness. This might be an indicator of a C2 structure. If you were looking through your domain logs and you see something with a high level of randomness, maybe you want to go do a little more digging into that. To do this, we're going to need another app. You're going to want to be using some statistical programs. And the one that I really like is this URL toolbox. And I'll demo where you can get that. If you come into Splunk base, you just type in URL toolbox. It is app 2734. I'll post the link down below. It's got a whole bunch of things. You can parse domains. You can use Shannon Entropy, which is what we're going to cover today. Shannon is it checks for the level of randomness. Basic principle here. I'm going to, once you download the app, you install it, now you can start, and it gives you a bunch of macros. This is the macro I have, and I just have to run it. I'm going to run my Corelight HTTP logs. These are my web logs. And I have a URL. I use the stats count by URL because I'm going to have 15,868 events. But if we notice, I only have 371 unique domains URLs I visited during this time. I don't want to run these domains through 15,868 times. That's highly repetitive. I only need to run it once. So if I use the stats count, I'm only doing it one time. So that's why I do a stats before I do this. Then I just do this is a tick. So I run a macro, UT Shannon, URL, another tick, and that closes off the macro. And that will, you put the URL field is the domain that we went to, the URL listing in the web, and then I'm just going to pipe table URL UT Shannon. And when I do that, I'm going to get back a list. Here's the URL I visited, and it's going to tell me how much level of randomness. Definitely with these numbers right here, that sure looks to be kind of random. You got a lot of things going on here, a lot of characters. Definitely this looks to be randomly generated. This looks randomly generated. And so the way to understand the UT Shannon score is it's basically a number between 1 and 5. I have seen it go slightly above 5, like 5.4. But anyway, the higher the number, the closer to 5, the more randomness it has, the lower the number, the less randomness it has. So you can see these are high numbers, and on the other side, aka.ms, woot.com, none of these are really that random, and so it has a very low random score. You run this, go pull the top levels off, and you might want to go investigate some of these if you've got some spare time. Anyway, I hope that helps you move from being a lame analyst to a Splunk ninja. I hope you keep coming back and watching the channel.